I'd like to take you back in your mind for a moment to this very city, to the summer of 1861, when everything you think about Civil War medicine was true. The scalpels, the saws, the doctors who were questionable in their education. As right in front of this building where it stands now, Union troops were gathering to go out to Manassas Junction and fight the first battle of the American Civil War in this area, the first really major battle that we will know here in the nation's capital is Bull Run. When that happened, the medical department of neither side were prepared. They simply weren't ready. Army medicine up until this point was something that the Army begrudgingly did because they had to. And understand, we're talking about an army of around 15,000 men with only 127 doctors. But now both Lincoln and Jefferson Davis have called for more than 50,000 troops. And the doctors that are going to come into this system, A, are not familiar with the Army. They're not familiar with Army medicine, and I will tell you it differs greatly from civilian medicine. Most of these men have never amputated a limb. Most of them have never seen a gunshot wound. Now, if you were lucky enough to be from the state of New York, because it was left up to the states to decide how these doctors were to be evaluated, if you were lucky enough to come from New York, good for you. You're going to live. And if you're from Indiana, I'm really sorry. Because your doctor may have large webbed feet and say things like quack a lot. Now, this is because, not that Indiana was a bad place, far from it, but they didn't have a method for evaluating doctors early on in the war. So the very first thing we had to do on both sides was begin to standardize what is a doctor? Because back then, anyone could hang a shingle. You may have apprenticed under a doctor, and you may well have gone to one of the more than 100 medical schools that were in existence at the time. But that still doesn't mean you know anything about military medicine. You're going to learn quickly and you're going to learn hard. And that's going to happen coming up to First Manassas.